If you've got a pile of paper scraps and you have no idea what to do with them, this is one of my favorite ways to use them up. Today I'm making travel-themed snippet rolls, which are long strips of layered collage that you can tear up and use in journals or Happy Mail or in your next big project. They're relaxing, super versatile, and they'll save you a bunch of time later on. And if you're into travel journaling or like the idea of using a pretend passport to collage in, I've got something special for you. Later this month, at the end of September, I am hosting a YouTube Live. To get ready, I'm providing a free download printable of a passport to use in a project that we're going to be doing together. The link is in the description. I will tell you more about that later. But first, let's get to making snippet rolls. So here on my desk, I'm getting ready to make some snippet rolls. I want to show you first what they look like and what's the purpose of them. So first, what are they? They are collages that are done on a strip. So here's what the back looks like. I will show you what I use as the substrate. Well, you can keep them straight if you want to, but you can also roll them up like this. Put some kind of decorative ribbon or string around it and use them as decorative pieces around your creative space. Or you can actually use them in collage. You can tear off a piece and make a tag out of it. You could use it on the side of a journal page so that it's kind of a tuck spot that you can put things in. They're super versatile. You can use them for all kinds of projects. And depending on the papers that you choose, you could choose papers in certain colors or have certain themes. This theme is something like maybe postal with, postage stamps and envelopes, but you could do holiday theme, something for Christmas, right? Just working with the colors that you choose and then the embellishments or things that you put on. So I'm going to make snippet rolls with a travel theme. So let me start with the substrate. I have this little pad of tracing paper, and inside I just pulled off a sheet. I'm using tracing paper because this is what I have a lot of. I want to use it up. So you could use anything really that's going to allow you to have a strip of paper that you can glue your pieces onto. Now, how wide should it be? It can be however wide you want. I'm not even going to measure. I would say somewhere around 2 inches, maybe 2.5. I don't know. I'm just going to pick a, random size. Now for my travel theme, I have a couple of things. I have these, I guess these would be the focal points. These are fake postage stamps. And from here, I can kind of look at the colors that I have. Blues, greens, red, brown, maybe yellows. And this can be kind of like the palette of the colors that I want to look at for putting onto my snippet roll. I'm going to put down neutral papers, but then I'm going to look for papers that may have some of these colors in them. Okay. So what did I find? I found some book pages. Let me take a piece of this. I found some map, because this map is a good travel theme, right? And I have a couple of maps. I also have this one, which has kind of some yellows and some oranges in it, which might work with these, so I could use that. This has got pink. Does this go? Yeah, I mean, it also could go. It doesn't need to match entirely. I mean, the yellow works better, so I might go with this better. Then I have these purple scraps. Does this go? No, it doesn't. So I'm going to set these aside. I don't want those. But then I have a lot of neutrals. Cream colored, something white, right? I also pulled a couple of florals out of a magazine. This just came from an ordinary Better Homes and Gardens magazine. So it's on magazine paper. So I like the colors with these. It might match with some of these items. This is my old sample. So more neutral papers. See, I like this, that there's two shades of color with these. You see, there's a little bit of a contrast, which is very interesting. I like to find lots of neutral papers that can have contrast. So that's what we're going to do. So let me go ahead and start. What am I doing here? I've got this strip. I have my ruler that I'm just going to use for tearing. You can cut things, tear things, whatever you want to do. I'm just going to go like this. And I'm going to start up here. How wide should this be? Not very wide. You can leave some that it hangs over, or you can cut it, you know, exactly straight. Whatever you want to do. I'm going to let mine hang over just the tiniest little bit because I kind of like that unevenness. Let me show you. With this one, for example, you can see that it's not perfectly straight. It kind of is a bit more jagged. So I like that look, so that's what I'm going to do here. So first I'm going to choose my papers. Put that there. Let's see about this. Maybe I can cut this in half and use it more than once. So I have some rubber stamps that I don't know if these are necessarily in a travel theme, but I think they might work. I like the idea of this transportation. There's this rose compass. So let me take one of my pieces where I've got a little blank space and do something with that. Now here are my little stamps that I want to use as the embellishments. So I want to look at my inks and see what I can come up with. Do I want to use blues, reds, browns, green maybe? Let's see about the green. Anything like that. The bamboo leaves might work. I could possibly use this one. I could use this red. And I could also possibly use brown. Okay, so I think those are my color choices. So what if I do, I guess I should just try red. Should I do red with the rose compass? No, this should be blue. Well, let me go with that first. Okay. I don't mind that there's this blank space because I can put my stamp on there later. That's fine. This might be a little bit too much at the other end over here, so I'll cut this off a little bit here. Okay. Maybe I'll cut this one in half as well. What if I go like this? Put that there. Okay, so I've chosen all my paper pieces. I'm going to glue these down. I have some blank spaces that I could rubber stamp with later, but let me glue this down first. I'll show you what it looks like, and then we can start to think about what's going to be on the next layer. Okay, here's how it looks so far. You can see that some of the pieces are sticking out a bit far, so now I'm going to just go in and tear off some of these bits. That's good. I can always tear off more later if I want to. Now, next, for sure I want to start looking at these embellishments, these little faux postage stamps. So I have these Fiskars scissors that cut with the jagged edges. You could use any other kinds of scissors, or you could even take your ruler and cut. But since I have these, I'm going to just go ahead and cut some of these out. This may be sufficient. Maybe I don't need any more than this. There's 5 of them here. I guess it depends on the color schemes and what I want to use. So for instance, I like this one. So here I'm thinking of putting something right here. Or if I want to make this maybe closer, can go like this. And I could do some rubber stamping here. Let's see, let me just randomly put these down and see what I got going here. I don't want it to match too much. I kind of like this. This looks good. Maybe the yellow down here. And this one, maybe it's enough with 4. I'll leave this on the side for now. For sure I want to put this one here. Do I want to put anything else? I could do some rubber stamping behind it. But you know what? I like the map, so I'm going to keep this one the way it is. Like that. All right, I've got some rubber stamps here, so let's see if I can add some bits of color with these rubber stamps. I want to add a little bit more red right here, so I think I'm just going to stamp it with this one just on the edge, just right here. Let's see what that looks like. Here we go. That's interesting. Okay, now the last thing I want to do is I want to put it through my press with an embossing folder to create some texture on here. So I have this Sizzix with an embossing folder. So it adds this really cool layer of this embossing. So cool. So to make it a roll, you would just fold it over like this, right? Could use a little ribbon or string and wrap it up, maybe put a little charm on it, right? Or you could also look for something that could make a spool. So something as simple as an old glue stick. You could collage around the outside, or if you have something decorative that could go there. I have this little paper pad, so I could take one of these and then just wrap it around like this. And then now I can take my roll and roll it up like this. I'm going to take a piece of this cute little twine . Okay, that's it. I made a second one with this little charm on it. I thought that was super cute. And you could put them on your bookshelves or your windowsill, wherever you like to decorate around your creative space, or you can use them in a creative project. Now, let me tell you about the project that I am doing on the YouTube Live in a couple of weeks. So I run a collage art membership called the Vintage and Collage Club. And every year in October, we take a virtual cruise somewhere where we collage with papers that come from the areas that we are visiting. So this year we are stopping through 6 countries on the Mediterranean Sea. Before we head off on our adventure, we're going to have a party, a Bon Voyage party. that everybody is welcome to. There at the party, we're going to be assembling our passports and getting ready to go on this trip. Everybody is invited. I'm also providing a couple of other things. These embellishment postage stamps, faux postage stamps. I also have some printables that we can use in our passports. The event is September 27th at 10 a.m. Pacific. There is a link in the description that will take you to the sign up. If you sign up, you will get the link to come to the event. You'll get the folder that contains all the printables, and there's going to be a lot of prizes. I have got 50 envelopes of ephemera, postage stamps, things of that sort that I'm going to give away. So you also will receive the info on how to get your name on the list so that on Saturday the 27th, when we do our raffle, you can win one of those prizes. So I hope that sounds interesting to you. I hope that you can come. It's going to be loads of fun. And if not, just come get the printables and get the stuff so that you can make your own passport and collage in it with a lot of these fun things. I want to show you last year's passport. This is the one we did last year and our trip along the Pacific coast, how we collaged inside. If you have something like a snippet roll, I want to show you what you can do with them. So I'm going to take it off of my spool. So say I had a blank page up here. I could do a couple of things. I could tear off a portion of it and use it as the basis of a collage where I'm adding additional images or photos. I could use it as something that could make a pocket. So let me do that. Let me cut this here. I can take double-sided tape at the top and on the bottom and on this side as well. And then I could take a tag, for example, and use it as a place for putting a small pocket for things, right? I could also take my tag and mount this on here. With these passports, I like to leave an opening at the top so I can use it as a way to put some tags in between the pages. So that's an idea as well. Look how cute that is. You could use it just to decorate the outside. So if you make a snippet roll with a travel theme, sign up through the link in the description, print out your passport, and then bring all that good stuff with you on the 27th so we can assemble passports and play with them and possibly win some prizes and have some fun. Thanks so much for watching. I hope to see you there on the 27th.